partner and vice president of Polston Tax Resolution and Accounting, and here to talk about taxes, of course, but getting behind on your tax season, especially if you own a business. We always know that tax season, people are bombarded with messages about how to file your taxes. You got to make sure you do it. However, it's still pretty hard for people, not only individuals, but companies as well, right?
Right, that's right. So right now, last week I was here, we were talking about how tax season has started.
Yeah.
So everyone should file their tax return early. That's what we recommend. But the people right now who are getting all these tax messages that maybe didn't get to file last year or couldn't file the year before or started a business or had a loss or just something happened, got married, got divorced, moved, lost their job. All these people have reasons that they have become uncompliant. And what we have found is that this tax season, when tax season rolls around and all these commercials are running, it's a nightmare.
Yeah.
These clients can't sleep.
And you can imagine why, because death and taxes. You're gonna pay your taxes.
Yeah,
it's not like you're ever
exactly.
gonna be able to get through it. So you can't just push it away. It's facing it, making sure you can do that. Imagine that's where the resolution in your company's name comes through, right?
Right, exactly. So best case scenario, we saw this last week, was a client who retained our firm. They, just like I talked about, they started a business in 2015, went fine, 2015, ended, and they found they had a loss. Well, they didn't know how to file a business tax return, and they also didn't know how to report the loss. So in April 2016, when it was due, they filed an extension and thought, we'll figure this out. By October, we'll figure out how to file this return. Well, come October, they realized we haven't made federal tax deposits for all of 2016. Now the year's almost done. Oh, shoot. We haven't filed 15, we haven't made federal tax deposits for 16. I don't think we're going to be able to pay on 16. And when April came, April 2017 now, they couldn't file their 16 until they had prepared their 15, which they hadn't done yet. And so they owed again. They hadn't filed their return, and they went through one more year of trying to get it all done with this new business and trying to build customers at the same time. And they just fell behind.
Now, is the tax, obviously the tax burden is on them, but do you do the forensics of finding out, okay, here's what we have to do to make sure this happens? Is that when they come to you, that's what you'll kind of go after? Or?
Yes, exactly. So we're going to take a look at their industry specifically and see, are you taking advantage of every tax opportunity you could to lower your tax liability? That's where we're going to start, because all tax returns are not the same. You know, you could have a tax preparer who fails to recognize maybe you're in oil and gas, or maybe you're in construction, or maybe you're in real estate, and here's deductions that are specific to your industry. So we're going to start with that. What industry are you in that particular year that you didn't file? What are some credits or deductions you could have taken advantage of? What equipment did you buy? Then we'll do a full investigation of what happened with your business. Prepare those tax returns, get you compliant, and then the most important piece that we added to our firm several years ago was we not only get people on the right track for the taxes they owe, we have a full service accounting firm that prevents people from owing taxes again.
Okay. It's kind of looking forward and forward thinking and that sort of thing.
Absolutely.
So with that, it sounds as if, though, the best thing to do is when you start a company, or you have a company, or if you don't have somebody or any kind of representation of it, make sure you have that now so that you won't get to that point. I imagine individually that could help out as well?
Yeah, absolutely. A lot of our clients are self-employed, sort of the same thing. So you may have this job and that job, and when you're W-2, and I have a lot of people that say, how do people owe taxes? And the first question I ask them is, are you a W-2 employee? Because if you're a W-2 employee, you don't even have to think about paying your taxes. They come right out of your paycheck, plus your employer pays half your taxes, about half of the taxes for the payroll tax. The W-2 employees don't feel the burden of sending in a quarterly paycheck, having to physically write it, put it in the mail, get it, calculate it, and get it out to the IRS, and making sure you're having the forms filed with those. Self-employed individuals do have that burden. They have to file quarterly.
You need to jump aboard right now if you don't, and you want great representation. Why not check out Polston Tax Resolution and Accounting? They've got 5 locations in Oklahoma City, Edmond, Norman, Tulsa, and Wichita. Call them at 405-801-2146. They also assist clients nationwide. There's several ways that you can actually get in contact with Polston Tax Resolution and Accounting. Look for them, Polston Tax, on social media. Their website is polstontax.com.